Hello everyone, welcome back to Living Wisdom and Dharma World. Today we are exploring one of the most sophisticated, profound, and beautifully integrated traditions in Chinese Buddhism, the Tiantai School, known in Chinese as Tiantai. Introduction: the universe within a single thought. Among the great Buddhist traditions of China, Tiantai stands out for its remarkable ability to bring together philosophy, meditation, and scripture into a single, harmonious path. It does not separate theory from practice, nor wisdom from daily life. Instead, it shows us how everything, every thought, every experience can become part of awakening. At the heart of Tiantai thought lies a breathtaking insight. Every single moment of life contains the entire universe. This means that enlightenment is not something far away. It is not hidden in a distant realm or reserved for a select few. Rather, it is present here and now within your own mind. The tradition takes its name from Mount Tiantai in Zhejiang province, where its teachings were fully developed. From that mountain, a vision of Buddhism emerged that would shape the spiritual landscape of East Asia for centuries. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to inspire others on their path. And feel free to share your reflections in the comments. Your insight may help others awaken. Now, let us begin our journey into this mountain of wisdom. The founder and historical origins. The life of Zhiyi. The Tiantai School reached its full maturity during the Sui dynasty in the 6th century. Its central figure, its great synthesizer, was the extraordinary monk Zhiyi. Zhiyi lived during a time when Buddhism in China had already received a vast number of scriptures from India. But there was a problem. These teachings sometimes appeared contradictory. Some emphasized emptiness, others devotion, others meditation, and others philosophical analysis. People were confused. Zhiyi stepped into this complexity with both intellectual brilliance and deep meditative realization. He did not reject any teaching. Instead, he asked, what if all these teachings are part of a single, coherent path? Through years of study and meditation, he organized the Buddha's teachings into a systematic structure, showing how each teaching serves a purpose at different stages of spiritual development. But Zhiyi was not just a philosopher. He was a practitioner of great depth. It is said that during long periods of meditation, he entered profound states of concentration, where the boundary between scripture and reality seemed to dissolve. One famous account tells us that while contemplating the Lotus Sutra, Zhiyi experienced a vision in which the great assembly described in the sutra, the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and countless beings, appeared vividly before him. For Zhiyi, this was not a hallucination. It was a realization. The Dharma is not confined to the past. The Buddha's teaching is alive in every moment. Because of his wisdom and realization, he became known as Tiantai Zhiji, the great wise master of Tiantai. The central scripture, the Lotus Sutra, as the highest teaching. At the heart of Tiantai teaching stands one of the most revered texts in Mahayana Buddhism, the Lotus Sutra. Zhiyi regarded the Lotus Sutra not just as an important text, but as the culmination of the Buddha's teaching, the moment when the full truth is revealed. The Lotus Sutra presents a revolutionary vision. All beings can become Buddhas. And more than that, all teachings lead to this one goal. A famous line declares, there is only one vehicle, the Buddha vehicle. This is known as the Ekena, the one vehicle. But this raises a question. Why did the Buddha teach so many different paths? The Lotus Sutra answers this through the idea of skillful means. One of its most famous stories is the parable of the burning house. A wealthy father sees his children playing inside a house that has caught fire. The children are so absorbed in their games that they ignore his warnings. To save them, the father promises them wonderful carts, goat carts, deer carts, and ox carts, each suited to their desires. The children rush out of the burning house, and once they are safe, the father gives them something even greater, a magnificent cart beyond anything they imagined. The message is clear. The different teachings are like the smaller carts, adapted to our needs, but the ultimate truth is the one vehicle leading to Buddhahood. Tiantai embraces this fully. It teaches that even teachings that appear contradictory are actually expressions of compassion. The doctrine of the three truths, seeing reality clearly. One of Tiantai's most profound philosophical contributions is the teaching of the three truths. This teaching reveals the nature of reality in three inseparable dimensions. First, there is emptiness. All things lack independent, permanent existence. Second, there is conventional existence. Things appear and function in the world. Third, there is the middle truth, the realization that emptiness and existence are not separate, they are one. Zhiyi expressed this beautifully. The three truths are perfectly integrated. This is not a step-by-step process. It is not that we first see emptiness, then existence, then the middle. Rather, all three are present simultaneously in every moment. Imagine a wave in the ocean. From one perspective, the wave is real, it rises, moves, and falls. From another perspective, it is empty, it has no independent existence apart from water. The middle truth is seeing both at once. The wave is real and empty, inseparably. This insight dissolves confusion. We no longer cling to things as permanent, nor do we deny their existence. We simply see clearly. 3,000 worlds in a single thought, the infinite within the present. Perhaps the most famous teaching of Tiantai is the doctrine known as 3,000 worlds in a single thought moment. At first, this sounds abstract, but it is deeply practical. Zhiyi taught that existence includes 10 realms, from hell beings, hungry ghosts, animals, humans, and heavenly beings to bodhisattvas and Buddhas. But here is the astonishing insight. Each realm contains all the others. Within anger, there is compassion. Within ignorance, there is wisdom. Within a human being, there is Buddhahood. When these relationships are fully analyzed, they expand into 3,000 possible worlds of experience. And all of them exist within one single moment of mind. This means your present thought contains the entire universe of possibility. If your mind is filled with hatred, you are experiencing a hell realm. If your mind opens with compassion, you are touching the realm of a bodhisattva. Enlightenment is not somewhere else. It is a transformation of this very mind. Meditation practice, Qigong, calming, samatha, and insight, vipassana. To realize these truths, Tiantai places great emphasis on meditation, especially the system of Qigong, meaning calming and insight. Calming, Qi, stabilizes the mind. Insight, Quan, penetrates reality. Zhiyi emphasized that these must be practiced together. Calming without insight leads to darkness. Insight without calming leads to agitation. Through calming, the mind becomes like still water. Through insight, that still water reflects reality clearly. Zhiyi also described a powerful practice called the four samadhis, which include sitting meditation, walking meditation, and integrated daily awareness. But perhaps his most beautiful teaching is this: when the mind is still, the universe becomes clear. This is not poetry, it is direct instruction. When we stop chasing thoughts, the truth reveals itself. A story of awakening. Zhiyi and the student. There is a simple yet profound story about Zhiyi. One day, a student asked, "Master, where can I find enlightenment?" Zhiyi did not point to the sky or to a distant pure land. He simply said, "Look at your own mind." The student was confused. Zhiyi continued, "If you seek it outside, you move further away. If you observe your own mind, the path is already here." This is the essence of Tiantai. The path is not elsewhere. It is this moment. Later masters and the spread to Japan. After Zhiyi, many masters continued to develop and defend the Tiantai tradition. One of the most important was Zhenran, who strengthened its philosophical foundations and responded to critics. Later, a Japanese monk named Seicho Zuicheng traveled to China, studied Tiantai teachings, and brought them back to Japan. There, the tradition became known as Tendai Buddhism. Tendai would go on to influence nearly all major Japanese Buddhist schools. Many great teachers, including founders of Zen and Pure Land traditions in Japan, first trained within Tendai. In this way, the spirit of Tiantai spread far beyond its mountain origins. The spirit of Tiantai practice, awakening in everyday life. At its heart, Tiantai teaches something incredibly empowering. Every moment is the path. Because the 3,000 worlds exist within each thought, every experience becomes meaningful. A moment of anger reveals suffering, but also the opportunity for transformation. A moment of kindness reveals the presence of Buddhahood. Practice is not separate from life. It is life. The goal is not to escape the world, but to see it clearly. Conclusion: the mountain is within you. The Tiantai School stands as one of the greatest achievements in the history of Buddhist thought. It offers a vision in which philosophy, meditation, and scripture are not separate paths, but one unified journey. Through the teachings of Zhiyi and the wisdom of the Lotus Sutra, it reveals a profound truth. The universe is not somewhere else. It is here, in this mind, in this moment. And when we truly see this, the path to awakening is already open. Thank you for joining me today on Living Wisdom and Dharma World. In our next exploration, we will continue discovering the great Buddhist traditions that have shaped spiritual history and continue to guide seekers today. If you found this teaching helpful, please like, subscribe, and share so others can benefit from the Dharma. And feel free to share your reflections below. May all beings awaken to peace, wisdom, and liberation.